Marvel's got a new movie coming out pretty quick. The Marvels with Captain Marvel. And apparently now it is official. It is the shortest of all the MCU movies. According to AMC's official website, the runtime of the Marvels is 1 hour and 45 minutes, which actually really does make it the shortest of all of them. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? That is the topic of today's Mint Mobile hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you've got a question for our show and you'd like to hear your voice, go ahead and call it at 951-268-4259. So let's get to the Mint Mobile hotline question.
Hey, John, this is Jack here from Missouri. I was wondering, the Marvels is apparently going to be an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, I know it's not a big deal or anything because we've had shorter Marvel movies in the past, but considering this is the shortest MCU movie in history, I think it's pretty wild to say. Just let me know your thoughts, and thanks.
All right, thanks a lot for calling that in. And Ms. Marvel, going to be an hour and 45 minutes. But I'll tell you what, the bigger surprise to me about that news is not that it's an hour and 45 minutes. It's that an hour and 45 minutes is really the shortest movie the MCU has ever done. To me, hour and 45 minutes is a good solid runtime for a movie. I mean, I'm cool with them being 2 hours, 10 minutes, whatever. Every movie has the right runtime for it. There is no one size fit all. We've established longer does not equal better. Shorter does not equal better. Every movie has a runtime that is perfect for its story. It's just a matter of whether the filmmakers know what that perfect runtime is. Sometimes they make it drag on too long. Sometimes they don't get enough air and make it too short. But, a lot of times it runs out. So, I mean, to put this in perspective, take a look at this. The shortest MCU movies before the Marvels now coming out, which again is at an hour and 45 minutes. Previous to that, the shortest MCU movies were The Incredible Hulk at 1 hour and 52 minutes. Thor: The Dark World, which was also 1 hour and 52 minutes. And in my opinion, one of the best MCU movies, the original Thor, directed by Kenneth Branagh, at 1 hour and 55 minutes. Whereas the longest ones, you had Eternals at 2 hours and 36 minutes, Black Panther 2 at 2 hours and 41 minutes, and Avengers Endgame at 3 hours and 1 minute long. So both of them have like a great movie in them. Both of them have some not so great movies in them. Again, it just goes to the point again that length does not equal quality. Longer does not equal better. Shorter does not necessarily equal better or worse for that matter. So it's 145. That's perfectly good with me. I mean, if we watched the again, listen, we just talked about The Creator. I really enjoyed The Creator. Could have been about 10 to 15 minutes shorter. It did feel like it dragged a little bit here and there. Could have been 10 to 15 minutes shorter. For every movie, like you can put out a movie and it's an hour and a half and we go, that's the perfect runtime for it. A movie can be 3 hours and we can go, that was the perfect runtime for it. We'll see. Hopefully 145 is going to be the perfect runtime to get in all the story they want to tell, but also make it tight, make it crisp, make it have great pace, and maybe it'll come out of that. But again, Chris, to me, hearing an hour and 45, that's not surprising. Hearing an hour 45 now makes it the shortest out of all 26, 27, 28, 29 MCU movies. That actually, to me, is quite surprising. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Vessi. Now, like me, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Vessi, the shoe that claims to be incredibly comfortable and waterproof on top of that. Well, these claims are really interesting to me because as a Canadian who walked around in a lot of snow, and as somebody who likes to go camping and hiking with his wife on the weekends, there's nothing more uncomfortable and horrible than walking around in wet feet. So after receiving my first pair of Vessis and noticing how incredibly good looking the shoes are and how mind-boggling comfortable and flexible they are, the first thing I did was I took them into the backyard to put it to the supreme waterproof test and dipped my feet in my pool. Guys, my feet were bone dry, and like 20 seconds after having them in the pool and I touched them, the shoes themselves were also bone dry. Guys, seriously, these shoes are stupidly comfortable, they look great, and they absolutely lived up to the claim of being waterproof and keeping my feet dry. I absolutely love my Vessi shoes. So guys, if you want shoes that are good looking, are ridiculously comfortable, and on top of all that waterproof, you need to head to vessi.com/Campea and get yourselves a pair today. Go to vessi.com/Campea and get shoes for your best summer yet. Does it strike you in any way, one way or the other, hearing the runtime of the Marvels?
I mean, it's kind of interesting to hear that it's the shortest among them now, but I also feel like a lot of Marvel properties have suffered from bloat, where it has felt like they've dragged on or they've put too many characters and they've done something like that. What this makes me hope they're doing is that I hope that this is an action-packed hour 45.
Right.
Where we've already kind of got some little hints of what's happening here. We know from the trailers they're swapping places and stuff when they use their powers. Hopefully it's just, yeah, that's what's happening. Let's go. Let's figure it out. Let's dive right in. Exactly. Let's go. So I'm hoping that that's the case. That being said, Marvel lately has not been firing completely on all cylinders.
No, they have not.
Some hits and misses all throughout there. So this movie, I do feel, has a bit of pressure on it. You know, there's already people who are going to dislike this movie just inherently because of Brie Larson, right? And that's your business. But it also is fighting against, this is supposed to kind of usher in this new phase of Marvel, really. We've got two folks who have been in TV shows, but who are coming into the main stage, who are going to show that they can be power players in the MCU. So I'm hoping that hour 45 is really, really well utilized, and that it doesn't rely too much on the Ms. Marvel television show, on the WandaVision television show to make this work. I want people to be able to jump in.
And traditionally, one of the things Marvel's been really good at is not make pre-existing knowledge required.
Yeah.
Right? Traditionally, they've been really good at that. Lately,
not so much.
Not as much lately, right? So we'll see how that all goes. I am just dying to see this movie just because of Kamala Khan, just because of Iman Vellani playing Ms. Marvel.
Vellani is a treasure.
By the way, in front of her creator, they played a new trailer I'd never seen for the Marvels. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it was quite good. It was, I mean, you know, I did not like the first couple of trailers they put out. The last one I thought was pretty good. This one was also pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Real quick.
Yes.
Iman Vellani, I believe, also just had her own issue of Miss Marvel released that she's been working on too. So
yep,
I think in August.
We're all very excited about.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy it.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.